of thought. So it's important to understand that when we're trying to reprogram our conscious thought, we do this through conscious conditioning. So through conscious conditioning of the language that I'm using, of the beliefs that I'm holding, of the emotions that I'm feeling, what we're doing is we're consciously directing an association from that feeling or that thought pattern or that belief, and we're reprogramming it through conditioning onto a new sort of like subroutine. So basically, we may have, for example, self-worth issues. So we don't think very highly of ourselves, and we put other people ahead of ourselves. So it's sort of like, if you notice that that's in your life, okay, so the first thing that we want to do is we want to identify that sort of belief or that narrative that we run, that maybe I'm not good enough, maybe this, maybe that, whatever it may be. And what we want to do is, once we identify that narrative or that like language pattern that we use, or the language that we use, we start to construct new language and replace that language. So every time that comes up in terms of that language pattern that is associated with low self-worth, what we do is we have an artificially curated language pattern that we implant or supplant over it. Okay, and then we forcibly run that through conscious focus of saying the words. So it might be like, I'm not, I might feel like I'm not good enough, or my narrative may be, maybe it's just not for me. And then I implant over that basically a new subroutine or a new language pattern, which may be a statement of empowerment. So what we're doing is we're implanting over it, I am good enough. And then we run that every time that it comes up over a long enough duration, roughly about 90 days. And then that becomes an ingrained conscious response. So when I feel not good enough, I'll consciously run that thought that I am good enough. So this is how the majority of personal development is done at the moment. And a thing to understand about this is, while we can do that and only work on our conscious mind or our conscious state of being, it doesn't